we're now back in the lab. The last update you got had us flipping the jackets in the field, as I recall, and those have now been what we call show prep. Let's take a look. This is the jacket that contains the skull and the pectoral fins, and it's been show prepped. And what that means is we prepared the rock away from the fossil enough so that we can see what actually is inside the jacket, and then we stop for the time being. And it may look like a big blob to you at the moment, but it's actually a beautifully articulated skull and pectoral fins. The skull, there's the upper jaw, there's the premaxilla, those are the giant premaxillary teeth. The lower jaws are here. The eyeball would have been right there. This is the sclerotic ring. So that's the eye. These are the big uppers. These are the big, the lowers. There's also big teeth in the lowers, but this one somehow, for some reason, way back then, was broke and bent back. So this in life was up this direction. And then here's the pectoral fins, and they're very rarely preserved like this, so that's quite unusual. There's a massive debris in this area, which is kind of in the throat, which could very well be parts of partially digested stomach contents. And that's what we're going to get to next. The next main jacket contains the whole midsection, the whole torso of the specimen. And this is the really exciting part about this specimen, is that I had suspected there was a chance it might have stomach contents when we were in the field, as you may recall from our earlier videos. And sure enough, it not only has stomach contents, but it has some spectacular stomach contents. These are the, off to the right here, these are the pelvic fins. This is the end of the body cavity. The tail would have been over here several feet further. And right in the middle of the rib cage is this. It's a Micropycnodon, which is a little panfish. And we actually found parts of another Micropycnodon outside of the body cavity earlier, not knowing that we were going to find one inside the belly during preparation. And this thing is actually the best Micropycnodon specimen ever found. Ironic, because it's a piece of stomach contents. But the eyeball here shows where the eye was. It had crushing teeth, so it was eating some very hard material. And that's it in its entirety, except for the very extreme tail fin and pectoral fin. So this makes this extremely rare. It's a one-off. The only animals that have ever been found as stomach contents and verified in Xiphactinus are Gillicus, Xiphactinus, and I believe Pachyrazotus. This fish has never been found as stomach contents in one of these, so this is the first. Another interesting feature for this individual is that it has broken ribs. I've never seen broken ribs on a fish before. That is highly unusual. But you can see, right, if you go close up there, there, and there, these 4 ribs have been broken and healed in life. And then there's one other rib, oddly, way over here, that has the same feature. It's a break that's been healed while it was alive. Now, this could be a rib that's been moved, or it was originally here and we just don't know what happened. But this is very unusual for the ribs on both sides to be fine and just those broken. Maybe something like a tylosaur rammed it while it was alive and it got away. Could very well be. Another interesting thing about this animal is that the pectoral fins are perfectly articulated. The pelvic fins. The pelvic fin assembly in life would have been a little bit further down, so it kind of got shoved up a little bit into the body cavity. But this whole thing is absolutely complete, even down to the finest part of the rays. And the same story is pretty much true for the pectoral fins as well. And we also have a dorsal fin that's intact with the pterygophores and everything. So this is going to be a beautiful mount when we get it all put together. We also have some the cleithra, which are the shoulders from the Pachyrazotus that were found about a foot away from the specimen. We haven't looked at it under a microscope yet. We haven't gone further back to see if there's more of this. But this could also be additional stomach contents. Under a microscope, we might be able to detect some etching, and we're going to see if there's any more of that animal nearby as well. So what I had hoped would be a very special Xiphactinus is.